Hello guys. Welcome to the 6th episode of my HBM NTM Ultimate Survival Guide. In this episode I will show you how to build and power your first nuclear reactor. Today we will work with radioactive materials, so you have to craft the hazmat suit, which is crafted using the hazmat cloth. The hazmat cloth is made in the assembly machine from 4 lead powder and 8 strings. But for the hazmat helmet you will need also any glass pane, steel plate and 2 activated carbon filters, which is crafted using 4 coal powder, 6 strings and a paper. Now let's make the reactor fuel. It will be the uranium fuel. Firstly, we have to make yellow cake. We need uranium powder, sulfur and hydrogen peroxide. The hydrogen peroxide is made just from water in the chemical plant, but for the uranium we will need to mine a lot of it. Don't forget to wear your hazmat suit. I will recommend to mine and store all the uranium so you can prevent yourself from radiation overdose. You can find the sulfur or get it from the oil refinery we made in episode 3. Now we need to make the hydrogen peroxide. You can make it in the chemical factory and collect it with the universal fluid tank or the fluid barrel. But I will use the industrial mixer to supply hydrogen peroxide without the need to stop the process of making yellow cake. The industrial mixer works similar to the chemical plant, but with less recipes, and instead of the chemical template it uses the fluid identifier. I've placed a safe barrel which is made from insulators and aluminium plate next to a mixer so they've connected to each other. Now we can finally produce the yellow cake. Fill the plant with hydrogen peroxide and place the uranium powder with the sulfur inside. We have made the yellow cake. Please notice that the yellow cake is radioactive, so make sure you are wearing the hazmat suit before you take it. We need the yellow cake to make another fluid, the uranium hexafluoride. It is also made in the chemical plant using yellow cake, water and fluorite. You can find fluorite in caves. You can store the uranium hexafluoride in the fluid tanks, but I will store it in the uranium hexafluoride tank because it looks cool. We have to process the uranium hexafluoride in order to get the uranium fuel. It is processed in the gas centrifuge. The gas centrifuge is crafted using 4 centrifuge elements, 4 polymer bars, 2 dash ingots, 8 steel plates, 4 heating coils and 1 advanced circuit. Processing 100 millibuckets of uranium hexafluoride in the gas centrifuge will return one of the possible options. Fluorite, nugget of uranium fuel, uranium-238 nugget or uranium-235 nugget. We need to get the uranium fuel nuggets and craft a uranium fuel ingot using 9 of those. When the uranium hexafluoride is processing, we will craft the components of the nuclear reactor. We will need 12 reactor chambers. Each reactor chamber is made in the assembly machine using 2 steel ingots, 2 lead plates, 4 neutron reflectors and 2 zirconium cubes. The neutron reflectors is made in the blast furnace using the combination of lead and copper or coal and tungsten. And the zirconium cubes can be crafted from zirconium, which is obtainable by centrifuging the rare earth ore. Also we will need 12 control rods. Please do not mistake them with the RBMK control rods. The control rods are made in the assembly machine as well, using 4 Stell ingots, 6 lead ingots, 6 tungsten bolts and 1 motor. Also 2 reactor boilers which is made using 4 steel ingots, 12 copper plates and 4 tungsten wires. And 1 reactor control which is made using 2 reactor boilers, 4 Tier 3 military-grade circuit boards which is made by combining 2 advanced circuits with a gold powder, and the overclocked circuit which is produced in the chemical plant using hydrogen peroxide, advanced circuit, for gold wires, lapis powder and a polymer bar. You can use the multi-block structure marker to build the reactor, or just copy my build. Place a reactor boiler, then the reactor control on top and cover the reactor control with another boiler. Now cover each side with the control rods and place the reactor chambers on the diagonal gaps. Congratulations, you have built the big nuclear reactor, but to access it you will need a reactor access hatch. It is made using 6 steel plates and concrete bricks. You can find the concrete bricks in a naturally spawning structure or make them with clay and 2 concrete. The concrete is made in the chemical plant like this. You will need 4 reactor access hatches and 44 concrete bricks. Place the hatches like this on each side and cover the reactor with the concrete bricks to prevent radiation leak when it will work. You can open the reactor interface right-clicking the reactor access hatches. Let's understand the interface. These are the water and coolant indicators. And these are the heat indicators. When the heat reaches the peak the reactor will explode. This is the height of the reactor. You can add more layers on top to increase the reactor size, but I will not do that. This is where the uranium fuel supposed to be injected. This is the fuel and the depleted fuel indicator, and you can start your reactor by lifting the control rods. The higher the rods are the more power the reactor will produce. And the last one, the steam compression level. The more compressed the steam is, the more turbines you will need to decompress it and the more energy you will receive. I will increase the compression level later. Now let's make a steam turbine. The turbine will decompress the regular steam into the low-pressure steam and produce energy. I will use the most basic steam turbine. It is made using 4 titanium plates, 2 steel tanks, motor and 2 titanium steam turbines which is crafted using 8 titanium blades and a steel ingot. Let's connect the reactor to the steam turbine using the steam fluid ducts. Now let's connect any energy storage block to the turbine. I will use the Li-ion storage block, which can hold up to 100 million HE. But the steam will be converted to low-pressure steam. We need to get rid of it, and we will need this cool auxiliary cooling tower. The tower will convert the low-pressure steam back to water. The tower is made using these materials. Let's connect the turbine to the tower, and the tower back to the reactor using fluid pipes. Please make sure you connect the turbine using the low-pressure steam pipe and then connecting the tower to the reactor using the water pipe. Now our reactor can be started. But if you want to be more confident and prevent the reactor from exploding, I will recommend you to craft the reactor remote control on the reactor remote sensor, but this is pretty expensive. Shift right-click the reactor access hatch with the sensor and place somewhere the control block. Put the sensor inside and enable the automatic shutdown button. This will shut down your reactor when there are no water or coolant, and prevent it from exploding. If you did everything right, you should get 12.8 kHE per second at any control rod's rise percentage that is higher than 10%. There are a few more tips that will help you better understand the reactor. The higher the control rod lift level, the higher the water consumption and steam production. You can place multiple turbines to be able to handle more steam and get more power. For example, with 2 turbines I got up to 25.6 kHE per second. Also, you can make an industrial steam turbine capable of handling even more steam. I was able to get 51 kHE per second, but even an industrial steam turbine struggling handling all the steam when the control rod percentage is over 40%, which means there is steam loss. Also, you can change the steam compression level, but then you will need more turbines. For example, with steam compression level of 100x, the reactor will process super dense steam. It will have to be turbines into dense steam. The dense steam will be turbined into regular steam, and the regular steam will be turbined into the low-pressure steam. Here is an example. I was able to get almost 2.5 million HE per second. Thanks for watching. Remember to comment your thoughts about this guide, and feel free to ask about this complicated process. See you in the next video.